Today marks 1 month since the release of Hogwarts Legacy, and after putting about 40 hours into the game, as someone who grew up watching the movies, I can say it's actually a solid game. I think whoever comes across this, whether you're a Harry Potter fan or not, you will enjoy this game. Does that mean you'll finish it? Maybe, maybe not. But what I can say for sure is this game will impress you, and throughout your time of playing, it is going to give you a lot of wow moments. So right now, I'm going to go over 3 main points that I think you should consider whenever buying this game. First point is going to be story and dialogue. To start off, Hogwarts Legacy takes place 100 years before the events of the movies. The story begins with you, the student, enrolling into the school as a 5th year. But of course, you have special abilities. You can see traces of ancient magic. This sort of magic that you can see is being searched for by some goblin bully, because, why the hell not? So your job is to find these traces of ancient magic and stop it from falling into the wrong hands. And along the way, you find out the history of Hogwarts and all of the secrets that the school carries. Pretty basic story, nothing you haven't heard before, nothing groundbreaking. I think they do a pretty decent job at executing it. But don't expect to get attached to any characters or really anything like that. The story is really not what gets you going in the game. It's more of the exploration and the map, which we'll get more into later. Now for the dialogue.
Oh, Bacalio.
Enough!
There's games where the dialogue is so bad that you can't even stand to watch the cutscenes. This isn't that bad, but it is so cringy that it actually makes the dialogue somewhat enjoyable, but more in a way that you're laughing at it. It's not that bad, but you're definitely going to get a reaction just watching the cutscenes. Sometimes these cutscenes are so dull and so lifeless that even the game acknowledges it.
I do not want you visiting Hogsmeade for the near future.
But mother!
My little gazelle.
Thank you for being here during that rather awkward conversation.
At least they know. I'm not sure if this has anything to do with dialogue, but it is something that upset me more than it should have, and that's the fact that you can't really interact with the students other than just straight up having talk scenes with them. If you try to shoot a basic spell at someone, they don't get affected by it, they don't even react to it. Look at this girl. I'm shooting her so much, and she literally shrugs it off. I'm putting wizard bullets in her. And nothing. I tried doing a Crucio and nothing worked. Make a trip over to Delfino Island. Look at this blue tree. See? He's mad. I've ruined his day now. And look, Water River makes him sneeze apparently. Even Mario Sunshine got this right. And it came out in 2002. All of that being said, these are just small setbacks in the game because people who are going to get this are going to get it mainly for the purpose of exploration, which leads me to my next point, and that is the map and the side quests. First thing I got to say about the map, it is huge. You're going to spend numerous hours just exploring, and even late in the game, you're still going to find places that you've never seen before, which I think is really cool. There's also a lot that you can do throughout the map. Just to name a few, there's cave exploration, these things called Merlin trials. You can even hop on a telescope if you want and check out the constellations at night. Also, the school is massive. You're gonna get lost in here, and that's okay, honestly, because there's so many cool things that you can just stumble across while just roaming the halls. You might even take a few minutes to just stop and let it all sink in. Really, there's some pretty cool stuff in the school, and there's a lot to explore, which is probably one of my favorite things about the game. Attending the classes is pretty fun too. That's where you're gonna learn most of your spells, and also the professors give you extra assignments. That's how you learn your spells. You kind of have to go around the school and do some extracurricular activities for the professors. You come back and then you learn it. Pretty simple stuff. So it doesn't feel like it's just a big open map with nothing to do in it. But it also gets kind of repetitive at a point, I feel like, and kind of feels like after a while you've done almost all there is to do, even though it looks like there's a lot more to do. And I think the same thing can be said when it comes to the side quest. There's a lot of them, and they're not bad. They're really fun to do at first, but after a while it kind of feels like you're doing the same side quest again, just with a different item that you're gonna retrieve. So unless you're like a hardcore completionist, I don't really see a lot of people going out of their way to finish all the quests. I know I didn't, but it's okay. Also, the room of requirement is freaking awesome. It is the coolest thing about the game in my opinion. There's so much customization in that room, down to the clothes, down to the walls, the ceilings, the floor, the couches, the tables that you could put on there. The list goes on. The coolest thing about all of this though, in my opinion, is the vivarium. The vivarium is this field where you can keep all of the beasts that you capture, and you can feed them, take care of them. I don't want to spoil too much, but you're gonna enjoy it. You're gonna spend a lot of hours here. The next and final point that I'm going to cover is gameplay and performance. So with the gameplay, I'm going to cover the combat, and the combat on here is honestly surprisingly good. I didn't expect a game where you're a wizard waving your wand around to have good mechanics, but it actually makes it work. The system is actually pretty simple. You just have a set of 4 spells that you can use on you, and you can even have multiple sets of spells, so you can switch from one to another and really just go crazy with the enemies on here. It does have its flaws though, like the locking system on here isn't really good at all. You don't lock onto the characters that you really want to be looking at, and honestly you'll probably mess up with the way the camera moves around. It might mess you up on your combos. It might even kill you sometimes, so it can be pretty inconsistent with your combos, and honestly it gets a little repetitive after a while. Just swinging your wand around and using just about the same 4 or 5 spells on enemies can get a little dull after a while, but I really do enjoy slamming people around. With gameplay, I'll include riding around on the broomstick. It feels amazing. You'll spend many hours just riding around, enjoying the scenery, finding new places to check out. You can get upgrades on your broomstick, which I never noticed the difference when I did get an upgrade, but you can get one. Also, hippogriffs are here. You can get on one and fly around and just take in all the scenery, because it is beautiful when you ride around on one. It just feels amazing. So overall, the gameplay is pretty good. Combat mechanics is simple, just a little repetitive at times, but overall they did a good job. Performance wise, it ran smoothly overall. All of this footage was captured on my PS5, so on my end I didn't have any problems. I don't know if it's different on PC or Xbox, but overall my end was good. There was some cutscenes, specifically when you check into memories, where frames drop, but nothing drastic. It is noticeable though. And also when you're just wandering around, sometimes students will either disappear out of nowhere, or they'll just pop into thin air out of nowhere. I didn't really catch it too much, but it did happen. So all in all, I gotta say that this is a really solid game, and I really think that the developers truly took their time and gave the Harry Potter fans what they wanted. I can say in full confidence that this is the game that every Harry Potter fan has been waiting for. So all in all, I give this game a 7 out of 10. Love me, hate me, I don't care. Just leave a like or dislike, whichever you want. I'll be doing more review videos in the future, so just let me know what you guys want to see. So we'll see you next time. What the